Confidence is about what you remove, not what you add. Most of the time, people don't lack confidence in an absolute sense. Instead, their natural good enough level of confidence is being blocked or interfered with by inner obstacles like chronic worry and anxiety, negative self-talk, and compulsive avoidance. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain to you why you find it very difficult to be confident in yourself, and I am going to start right now. The first step to take to avoid the habit of being unconfident is to stop trying to cope with anxiety. Around 6.8 million adults in the United States suffer from an anxiety disorder, whereby women are twice as much likely to be affected than men. Anxiety as a problem also goes hand in hand with people who struggle with confidence. Unfortunately, the natural response most people have to anxiety is to try and cope with it using techniques such as deep breathing exercises, distraction techniques, mindfulness, and meditation. When you immediately try to get rid of your anxiety by applying coping skills to make it go away, you teach your brain to view anxiety as something dangerous. But the solution to this problem is simply to stop coping with your anxiety and learn to accept it. When you are anxious, you may feel bad, but it's not dangerous. Then you start validating difficult emotions instead of avoiding them. Try to approach them, since it will help your emotional confidence to rise. The second step to take to avoid the habit of being unconfident is avoiding reassurance seeking. People with sticky minds sometimes can get caught up in what we call reassurance traps, unable to accept doubts in some context. This can occur in different forms such as endless internet research, repetitive checking behaviors, and eventually alienating others with relentless reassurance-seeking conversation. It's natural to seek some reassurance when confronted with uncertainty, since it will help to calm a doubt, allay a worry, solidify a plan of action, or guide a decision. But being stuck in reassurance seeking can lead to paralysis in decision-making, haunting worries about making mistakes or causing harm, insecurities, and self-doubt. To solve this issue, simply just accept the responsibility of managing your feelings, and you would be surprised to see yourself confident in the future. The third step to take to avoid the habit of being unconfident is to put the brakes on catastrophizing. When I am speaking about catastrophizing, I am talking about a state of believing that you are in a worse situation than you are or exaggerating your difficulties. It is estimated that approximately 280 million people in the world suffer from depression. Not to forget, anxiety is a mental disorder that affects nearly 30% of adults. Keep in mind that catastrophizing as a condition has its symptom, which includes both anxiety and depression, which makes it very difficult to be confident if you are in a state of being worried and anxiety. In case you are struggling to feel confident and you already have a habit of catastrophizing, then it's very important to simply learn how you can start to break this habit. At first, it might seem very difficult, but it's possible only if you don't let your mind spiral into catastrophizing and worrying. Setting and enforcing good mental boundaries is the best place to begin. The fourth step to take to avoid the habit of being unconfident is quitting the habit of hiding from what you want. From a younger age, we were taught that we should deny ourselves what we want, especially when we are in a situation that is in comparison to an adult. Well, I'm not trying to say that you should be disrespectful to others since you want your desires to be fulfilled. All I'm trying to explain is that self-denial is a good thing, but only to some extent. And if it's taken to an extreme level, then it becomes problematic and even toxic. It's very hard to feel confident in yourself when you are constantly denying yourself. When self-denial is taken to an extreme level, then it will reach a point that you will not feel confident asking for what you want, going after what you want, or even knowing what exactly you want in the first place. And a great way to rediscover your confidence is to tone down the self-denial and deference to others, and start expressing yourself and your genuine wants and needs more assertively. The fifth step to take to avoid the habit of being unconfident is to let go of the things that you can control. Failing is one of the reasons that can make you lose confidence in yourself, and one factor that can contribute to failure is trying to control the uncontrollable. In this case, lack of confidence occurs due to trying to fix a problem that is actually out of your control. It might be from another person or institution, but you intend to bring change. In most cases, it makes things worse, since it feels like you are trying to fix them. Since nobody likes the feeling of a problem that needs to be fixed, you end up feeling inadequate in the presence of the person facing the problem, and this can affect your confidence in your relationship with that person. You need to understand that your self-worth and confidence aren't tied to something that you can control. You can succeed in being validating regardless of whether their problem is solved or not. And also you can still succeed in managing your reaction to the problems regardless of whether they choose to manage their problems. The sixth reason why you feel unconfident about yourself is that you are second-guessing yourself. Low confidence leads to second-guessing, but second-guessing also leads to low confidence. Second-guessing usually emerges due to doubts about your abilities and finding yourself not worth enough. When you are second-guessing yourself, you are effectively communicating to your mind that you are not reliable or trustworthy and that your decision and instincts should not be relied on. Simply just stop second-guessing yourself in the moment and schedule time to do it deliberately. And also, if you want to feel more confident and stay humble, just simply take some time to focus and think critically, but don't let yourself fall into mindless and reflexive second-guessing. The seventh reason why you are feeling unconfident about yourself is that you are compromising on your boundaries. When not observing your boundaries consistently will lead to the formation of a habit of sacrificing your wants and needs for other people, hence your self-respect and confidence end up deteriorating. Compromising boundaries usually occur due to making decisions based on what you want to avoid. I am talking about the feeling of being anxious and bad in front of other people rather than what you wanted. By not observing and being disciplined to your boundaries, you have sacrificed what you want and need for what someone else wants. A boundary is a reflection of self-respect. When you set and enforce healthy boundaries, you are communicating to both others and yourself that your values, wants, needs, and opinions are important and worth to be honored and protecting. And this deep self-respect is the foundation for healthy confidence. The eighth reason why you are feeling unconfident about yourself is that you are criticizing yourself after making mistakes. Self-criticization occurs when one has a black and white interpretation of himself or herself after making mistakes. The point whereby he finds himself worthless due to making mistakes instead of looking at it as something that he needs to work on and improve in the future. We all know that man is to err, and the same is true in all aspects of life. We tend to make mistakes and even sometimes repeat the same mistakes. When you criticize yourself in response to making a mistake, you create an unrealistic view of yourself that's almost always too negative. And unsurprisingly, this isn't good for your confidence since you will always find yourself as a failure due to the mistakes that you have made in the past. To simply solve this issue, first, acknowledge the mistake that you have made, then validate the mistake since it will help you put things into the right perspective rather than beating yourself up for it. Validating the mistake will make your brain think of a productive way forward rather than feeling self-pity and being judgmental of yourself. The ninth reason why you are feeling unconfident is that you are dwelling on past mistakes. We are all humans and we all make mistakes in life, just like I said earlier. But to progress, we need to forgive ourselves and others. And in case we still keep blaming, pointing fingers at one another concerning the mistakes that we did in the past can affect our confidence in what we intend to do in the future. The flashback of your mistakes emerges as thoughts in your brain due to the consequences that you face once you make those mistakes. Since the consequences are not pleasing to face, then it leads to the building of fear in you and prevents you from trying again or even something new, since you are always avoiding making mistakes. If you have built a habit of actually tormenting yourself for past transgressions, it is going to feel hard to resist that habit and very hard to redirect your attention elsewhere since the brain will keep on reflecting on the mistakes that you did in the past. And hence it is going to affect your confidence in yourself in the present. To get rid of this habit, then simply let go of it when the brain brings those images and regrets into your life. Simply forgive yourself, since forgiveness is a commitment and not a decision. The 10th reason why you are feeling unconfident in yourself is that you are trusting your feelings. Your feelings will always lead you in the wrong direction. You need to understand that emotions usually trigger very fast compared to intellectual thoughts. And this can easily make us listen, believe, and obey them, and in the long run, regret them. When you follow your feelings, they will actually lead you into regrettable actions at the moment and are even likely to intensify the emotional distress for a very long time. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to your emotions. What I mean is that, listen to the emotions, but don't trust them blindly. Simply treat your emotions like a friend, listen to them, and be ready to either reject their advice when it gives you the wrong advice. Also, you can take the advice if it seems to be the right advice. It will help you to feel more confident when you make a good decision, and when you make the wrong choices, then you end up being less confident about yourself. In summary, if you want to feel more confident, go ahead and listen to them, reflect on them, process them, talk to them, meditate on them, and journal about them. Don't just trust them. Well, my beloved viewers, we have come up to the end of the video, and am very grateful for the fact that you made it all through up to this point. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to give it a like, and in case you are new to this channel, I mainly talk about entrepreneurship, business, sales and marketing, life skills, and self-help. If you are interested in any of these topics, please click the subscribe button and join this community. As for now, goodbye.